for lying about what happened with a woman. And she's going to take ads about little Donald Trump? I don't know. I don't think so. Hillary was an enabler, and she treated these women horribly. Just remember this. And some of those women were destroyed not by him, but by the way that Hillary Clinton treated them after everything went down.
Bill Clinton's alleged former mistress has claimed the ex-president told her that he and Hillary had a child to suppress rumors that Hillary is a lesbian. Dolly Kyle, who claims she had an affair with the former United States president for 3 decades, said Bill told her in 1979 that he wanted to have a child with Hillary to quieten media rumors about his wife's sexuality. Kyle, an Arkansas native, claims the Clinton sex life was non-existent and that Bill referred to his wife as the warden. The 68-year-old described a conversation she allegedly had with Bill in an interview with the Mail. She claimed, "I said, why do you want to have a baby? You don't even have time, you're so busy." He said, "Hillary and I have to have a baby so that we will look like a normal couple, and we need to take attention away from the warden's lifestyle." She added, "Now he did not say Hillary is a lesbian." Billy didn't have to spell out what that meant. Everybody in Little Rock knew the same rumors about Hillary being a lesbian as they did about Billy being a lech. In a tell-all book, The Other Woman, Ms. Kyle claims Bill was a sex addict and led a salacious double life, bedding more than 2,000 women. She said she met Mr. Clinton when she was 11 years old, but alleges she did not start a relationship with him until after her marriage broke down in the 1970s. Kyle claimed her relationship with Bill ended when he threatened to destroy her if she spoke to the media. She said she originally told the ex-president in the 1990s that she was considering revealing details of their relationship to the media. But she claims he told her, "If you cooperate with the media, we will destroy you." Kyle said she was driven to reveal the sordid details of her alleged affair after hearing Hillary make comments during the United States presidential race, in which the Democrat insisted women who are raped or sexually assaulted should be believed. Kyle said, "I thought, you lying dog hypocrite." The attorney said that, while Hillary is willing to believe complainants against rival Donald Trump, she automatically discredits the claims of women who were allegedly assaulted by Bill. Kyle said she believes allegations of rape and sexual assault made against Bill, and that, since she published her book earlier this year, she has been contacted by other women who claim to have had sexual run-ins with the former president. She said, "When I say please come out and talk about this, they're afraid because they know that the mainstream media, if they get on this story, is just going to trash them." Some of them say, "I was 17 at the time, I was 18 or 19 years old," or "I haven't told my husband about this," or "My children would be appalled," or "My grandchildren would be embarrassed." So they don't say anything. Bill greeted his lover Dolly formally with an extended hand while she checked out this mystery woman accompanying him. I couldn't imagine why Billy would haul such a person in the plane with him in public. She was wearing a misshapen brown dress-like thing that must have been intended to hide her lumpy body. The garment was long, but stopped too soon to hide her fat ankles and her thick calves covered with black hair. Thick brown sandals did nothing to conceal her wide feet and the hair on her toes. Dolly was embarrassed that she was staring. Hillary's eyes glared at her from behind Coke bottle-thick lenses with an air of real hostility. Her thick eyebrows melded together, stretching across her forehead. In that moment I noticed that the woman emitted an overpowering odor of perspiration and greasy hair. I hoped that I wouldn't gag when she got in the car. Finally the introduction. "Dolly, this is Hillary." "Hillary, Dolly." I was stunned, Dolly recalled, thinking it was some kind of a sick joke, a woman in a hideous disguise. Dolly extended her hand, but Hillary only glared and nodded. Dolly claims that Hillary did try to destroy her. There appears to be no limit to what Hillary will do to destroy her perceived enemies. In her speeches and on her website, without giving any evidence of what she has done, Hillary states that she has been fighting for women for over 40 years. She is confused again. She has been attacking women for over 40 years.
Thank you.
Then Podesta gets bad legal news. It's happening. A new legal development promises to expose the inside scoop on one top Democrat supporters' business associations with a pro-Putin Russian group. Conservative watchdog group Judicial Watch has sued the Department of State for the records of the Podesta Group, whose chairman, Tony Podesta, resigned in light of special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. The group announced yesterday that it filed a Freedom of Information Act FOIA lawsuit against the U.S. Department of State for all records about the Podesta Group as well as the European Center for a Modern Ukraine. Both of these groups have connections to the recent indictment of Paul Manafort by special counsel Robert Mueller. The lawsuit emerged after the State Department failed to respond to an earlier FOIA request on September 13th of 2017. Various records show as the communications between employees of the State Department as well as those of the Podesta Group were requested but not provided. Mueller's special counsel operations seem more interested in the alleged foreign ties of the Trump team rather than Hillary Clinton's associates. Instead, stated Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton, Judicial Watch aims to figure out the truth of what exactly the Podesta Group was doing with the Obama State Department. Podesta has been tied to the Clintons and Paul Manafort is tied to the Trump team. We want to know if there was any disparate treatment of Team Trump versus Team Clinton by Robert Mueller, whose investigation is suspicious given its partisan nature, added Mr. Fitton. From Judicial Watch is suing the State Department to find out the truth about what the Podesta Group was up to with the Obama State Department. Let's take a quick listen, and I agree. And if it wasn't for Tom Fitton here, I mean, really?
Hi, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton here with breaking news about a new Judicial Watch lawsuit against the State Department for records about the Podesta Group. You may recall the Podesta Group has been tied to Paul Manafort, who was indicted by Robert Mueller's special counsel investigation. Yet Podesta has been tied to the Clintons, and of course Paul Manafort is tied to the Trump team. We want to know if there was any disparate treatment of Team Trump versus Team Clinton by Robert Mueller, whose investigation is suspicious given its partisan nature. Judicial Watch is suing the State Department to find out the truth about what the Podesta Group was up to with the Obama State Department.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if it wasn't for him, where's our legal system? The Podesta Group had a strong lobbying presence in Washington, D.C. before the scandal. The Podesta Group is run by brothers Tony and John Podesta, the latter of which was Hillary Clinton's campaign manager in the 2016 presidential election. John Podesta was also victim to a hack that saw thousands of his emails distributed by WikiLeaks. Robert Mueller's investigation has been looking into the group as it may have violated the Foreign Agents Registration Act FARA for not disclosing the work it did on behalf of a Ukrainian-based think tank whose policies were undoubtedly pro-Putin, according to the Washington Examiner. The entanglement with the special counsel's investigation has damaged the firm's reputation to such an extent that it's now on the verge of shutting down. CNN reported that Podesta Group's chief executive, Kimberly Fritz, said that the firm would cease to exist at the end of the year and that employees were asked to clear out their desks, possibly not getting paid beyond November 15th. Once considered the largest non-law-abiding organization on Capitol Hill, the nigh 30-year-old company saw many of its top lobbyists leave to other positions, with Ms. Fritz herself announcing that she was leaving. Tony Podesta has donated extensively to the Clinton campaign as well as the Democrat Party. In July of 2016, he raised $268,000 for the Clinton campaign as well as donated $34,000 to the Hillary Victory Fund. Mr. Podesta donated $33,400 to the DNC last year. Hopefully, Judicial Watch will succeed in finding out just how supposedly impartial Mueller's investigation has really been, along with any wrongdoings this Clinton supporter may have committed. I mean, this is what's shocking. You mean to tell me, like, Judicial Watch has to investigate this? Where are our lawmakers itself in government? Why was why was Manafort indicted, and yet these people, the Podestas, are allowed to go on willy-nilly and try to clear their tracks, and Mueller is allowing this? I mean, you can see that Mueller is corrupt, and he is giving impartial treatment to them. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and again, thank you so much for watching.